Indian skipper Jasprit Bumrah has just held his first press conference as Indian captain. Remember, Bumrah will be taking up the captaincy role as a stand-in skipper because Rohit Sharma has been ruled out of the final test against England due to still not being able to recover from COVID-19. So remember, Bumrah will be the one leading the Indian team in that final test as they look to seal what would be their fourth series win against England in England. And he's had quite a few interesting things when it comes to talking about what it was that he's experiencing. Obviously, with him taking up captaincy for the first time this time around, there were a lot of questions when he was asked about what how it felt to be leading his country, and as well as a few other things. Of course, the first thing that I should address is what is mentioned in the headline, and he said that he has spoken to a lot of people about how to handle the captaincy, how to take on what the responsibility that it entails. And among the people that he's spoken to includes a certain MS Dhoni. He revealed that he's spoken to MSD about the captaincy, and he's also spoken to both Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, both of whom, as you know, are currently part of the test team. Of course, Rohit won't be playing, but he is still very much present along with the team in England. So Bumrah revealed that he's spoken to all of them about how he should go about with things and what exactly his style of captaincy should be. But he also stressed that he would not be looking to ape or emulate anyone's style, and that he wanted to be his own captain in many ways. He wanted to set a standard on how captains should be done, but he wanted to do it in his own unique manner. So he was, of course, talking about that. And he was also talking, he was asked quite a few other questions as well. He was also asked about, the fact that England, remember, coming into this test series, have been in very, very good form. So, of course, England have, they completed a clean sweep over New Zealand before this, test series. They beat New Zealand. And so, obviously, they would be high on confidence. And what's perhaps most important is the fact that they've had this change in management, just like the Indian team, new coach, new captain, and also a new aggressive mindset when it comes to the way they approach the game. So obviously that is also something that he was quizzed about. But Bumrah, in typical fashion, said that they're not too focused about how it is that the England team will be playing. They're more focused on themselves and their processes. In case that is something that he repeated and stressed a lot, by the way. He said that we are not too concerned with how exactly the English team are playing, although we know that they're in good form. They were very imperious and dominant against New Zealand, but we're not too focused on how it is that they're going to do. We are focused on what it is that we can do best, and we are also going to be focusing more on our own plans. He did also say very clearly, and that's something that Dravid had mentioned yesterday in the press conference as well. He said that, we're very aware of what team combination that we're going to go with. In fact, we've analyzed, he said also that they've analyzed, how the pitch looks. They've checked that out. So they've made their own mind up about what combinations they will be playing. But they won't exactly be revealing that to the public ahead of this match. They're not going to be revealing it before tomorrow when the match begins. That's, of course, in stark contrast to the English team's approach to such things, because as we know, the English team revealed their playing 11 earlier today itself. We did a video on that. Check that out if you haven't already, so that you're aware of what team will be playing tomorrow. But the Indian team are now going to be revealing who exactly it is that they're going to be starting with in this particular game. So it is still very much a mystery as to what team combination they're going to go with, because there's obviously a few questions there. But according to Bumrah himself, he says that they've already figured out all the problems. They're just not at a liberty to discuss things right now. And he was also, of course, quizzed about, a lot of the players who would be there as well. And he was also asked about, how important the roles of someone like, say, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma would be in this series. Of course, he did point out that, Virat is someone who he took tips from, in terms of he actually spoke to him about leadership, as because Virat is also a former captain. He's also spoken to Rohit. Of course, they can't speak face to face because Rohit currently in isolation, but he did say that we've had a few video chats as well as exchanged messages in other ways. So he did say that these guys, because they're senior pros, very important players, how it is that they motivate the rest of the side is going to be very, very important. So he did mention that very clearly. And he also said, and this is perhaps very interesting, he was consistently quizzed about, say, Root has been in good form, England have been in good form, how it is that you're going to be, approaching this challenge as such. And he said very clearly that, when there is the pressure put on you, and you can succeed after that, that's when the taste of success is at its absolute best. He said that, I'm always up for responsibilities and I'm always up for new challenges. So that's why he was also excited to, take on the captaincy role as such, because he said that, this is a new challenge. He has, of course, as we know, said in the past, that all players think about captaincy at some point, and he too has done that. So he said that, this is just another challenge for me in my career, and I'm sure that I'm going to do it well. He, of course, it is also worth noting that, as we were pointing out before on our live dugout, check that out if you haven't already. We said that Bumrah would be only the second pace bowling captain that India have had, and the first since 19 since for more than 35 years now, in fact. So the last person who was a fast bowler who led the Indian cricket team was, of course, Kapil Dev, and that was 35 years ago. So Bumrah is going to be the first pace bowler to actually be leading the Indian team since then. Bumrah had, of course, a very typically Bumrah response to it. He said that, yeah, you know what, I'm very honored to be leading my country, but it doesn't matter who's leading the team in that regard. What is more important is that players fulfill their roles, and that whoever is leading does their best to get their, to get the team forward, to take the team forward, and to ensure that success carries on. That was his approach to it, very typically, sane, rational approach. And he said that, I'm just happy to be leading the team. So he was obviously pleased about that, but as he said, the focus is, of course, going to be not just on the leadership side of things, but of course the fact that, he will also be one of India's key bowlers. That is also something that he would have to be focusing on. As for team 11s, as I said, he's not really revealed anything. The Indian team management keeping their cards close to the chest, but as I said, he revealed quite a few interesting tidbits. So that's it for this particular video. Thank you all for joining us for this particular update. If you enjoy what it is that we do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon so you know when it is we're going live, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're always going to be keep bringing you updates, not just from the world of cricket, but from the world of sport. As always, I've been Shane Dice. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. Take care.